in the ceiling. Janine, press the button, not me. And we're not ready because I don't know how to work it.
Just bend it down.
Like that.
Yeah.
And then how do I spin it? Look.
Oh,
Don't rotate your phone while recording.
Okay.
Janine, what did it? Right, now we're dazzling everyone with our sparkling wit and...
Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to do it this way.
No, look, you can do it like this.
Yeah, but the
The wee machine does it. No, it didn't. Whatever.
Okay.
Right, we're this way up.
Let's get this party started.
Okay. But you know, because we're not this way, we're going to have to be really skinny. Janine pressed the button. I was not ready. And now I'm flustered.
She's already 14 minutes late, so she's ready. She's as ready as she's
Flustered.
ever going to
Flustered.
be. I'm wearing my hat because
I'm going to start cleaning the screen. I'm going to take this
where's
down.
Wanda? Wanda's up at the house because it's warm. It is so.
It's not cold in here. I can tell you.
First time I've had my hat off all day.
Hey, have you got hat hair like me?
Oh, I have hat hair, static cling, and hat hair.
No, there's nothing nicer.
Yeah.
Now, you know, I had this little knife that I brought down specially for MailChat and I put it somewhere really safe. Now, you would think that there wasn't very many places. Oh, there's there. I knew that. Did you take the letter?
And that light is probably not. Doesn't it? Look at that thing.
Doesn't do anything
did
for
Nick
a complete.
Put that up there?
Yeah, because I couldn't see. You know, I'm half
That's not going
blind.
to make us look flattering.
No, but it was fine before. When it goes sideways,
I feel like we're in jail. Look at that, and it's going to show every nook and cranny on us and make us look old. But whatever, it's just.
That's because we're a bit crispy.
You guys know we're already old.
Because we've got windburn.
Oh.
Look, it does this, and you know, you just have to press it, and it goes on its side, and it won't do it.
Yeah, well, I don't think we want it to do it because
It's fine before you press buttons.
So I wanted to give you an update on the progress around here, which has been substantial. Just start with the pile of trash that was 6 feet tall next to the two piles of trash, 6 feet tall. Well, that's probably 5 feet tall next to the dumpster. Actually, the piles of trash were just about as high as the dumpster. The dumpster was unloaded. It's completely full again.
Naturally.
Plus a couple runs to the dump. 3 runs to the dump now? And I'm starting to feel light at the end of the tunnel. The pile next to the dump trailer is now, the dump truck is now about 3 feet. The metal guy came today and took all the rusty metal away. There's still a lot of, I don't know, dog feeders and stuff in the arena that needs to get taken out. But we have made substantial progress. The 9 and 10 is now ready. It's been painted, it's been cleaned, it's been fixed. The door, like all of the chewed pieces of the that area have been replaced. Marty painted it so it looks nice and brown, and it's ready to be the what do we call it? The playroom, Carlene's playroom. It'll be where all the crafts happen.
I said the creative corner.
The creative corner, the crafts happen.
Creative
Yeah,
corner.
okay, so we call it the playroom, creative corner. You want to call it the creative corner or just the playroom? Because I don't.
Yes, they do want to call it the creative corner, and I'll tell you why afterwards.
Okay, so I guess the creative corner on Goldy's farm is ready to go, and the room is heated. I think it turned out really well. I do want to do one layer of polyurethane just to shine it up a bit. I built a new door.
And when you say painted, you actually mean you stained it.
Stained, yes.
Yes, because we're maintaining the warmth of the wood.
Yes, yes. We're because it's the creative corner.
It is the creative corner.
It's
yes,
creative.
authentic.
Yes. And then yesterday there was a door there that was basically a piece of plywood that was chewed to everything was chewed on it. So I come in there and Marty's about to paint. I'm like, no, we're just going to build a new one. She's like, what? I've never built a door before in my life. So we built a door using the saw that neither one of us could figure out, and the screw gun. Got it all together.
You've got the screw gun sorted.
And we actually built, it's a pretty nice door.
It is.
It came out okay.
It
came out okay for me for a barn. I don't think you guys want to hire me to do any work in your house, but for a barn door, it came out fine. And so that's up. And then Wallace's dad worked today all day in the goat and the donkey stall The goat
did
and
he
the
manage
cat,
to do that?
He put up all the wood on the back. I went to Home Depot this morning and got 28 boards of wood to be there were 2 by 6 by 12. I got 28 of those.
So
Brought
that
them
then
home.
means it's airtight.
Yes, it is airtight.
Right, that's good.
So that's good. There's a little bit of finish work that needs to happen in there. So then we can clean that all out and get that stained and put in the shelving for the storage area. So that's good progress. That's really good progress.
It is indeed.
I've mentioned this a million times. I'd like to go on a job and say, oh, we're taking the bunnies, and then go get the bunny bag or the bunny box, so that we don't have to run around going,
Yes.
where are the bunny harnesses? Where's the bunny cage?
Yes.
Where
Where are the bunnies?
Where are the bunnies? I know where the bunnies are. So yes, so that progress has been made. Arena's coming along nicely.
Well, I'm sorry, but I think the arena's been taken over by the donkeys.
Yeah, because it's so cold. The donkeys are now, if you don't see a lot of donkeys in the arena, it's because they're all, in the donkey stall, it's because they're all in the arena, which is actually pretty nice for them.
They are actually having a phenomenal
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, and Elvis has taken residence in Tanner Barn with
He
the
has.
goats.
Yeah.
So they're all over the place, which is really nice.
And they're all just choosing where to go.
Yeah, yeah.
And you go in and you put your wee head torch that people sent us in, and you turn around and there's eyes, and you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
goodness.
There they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all good. And then as we mentioned, we've already done all the fence posts are up and ready for wired fencing, which we're going to wait till it's a little bit warmer. So that's good. We still have to do the fence around Puppy Hill, but we'll wait again till it's warmer because it's so cold.
Yeah, that's Puppy
And
Hill,
then
isn't
they
it?
started on the ice on the laundry building today, and it looks like the laundry they're stripping the sheetrock. It's all dog chewed. We took down everything in the laundry, so it's just a big open room. But the sheetrock's been chewed.
It's back to actually its original state.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
way it started out was just one big,
Yeah.
but big space, and then partitions were put up to take
Yeah.
rooms off it.
Yeah.
So it's been reinstated as,
Yes.
as its original.
But every piece of wood that exists in that building has been chewed. I'm surprised that they didn't have these dogs sick, as much chewing that was going on. So we have to strip out all the chewed pieces, the sheetrock, put in new sheetrock, so that over the next week they're putting 2 new doors. Those exterior doors are also chewed and not holding in the weather. So replacing the doors, all the sheetrock, and then next week they're putting in the floor. So and that's all under my budget, not Goldy's farm budget. So that's a whole separate team.
And people were saying that the concrete floor was going to be very cold.
Yes, I've asked to put in a heated floor, just because I fully support the thought that dogs on concrete, even if they're on a veranda, it's still cold.
I think they were talking about your mom's feet.
Oh, my mom. Don't worry.
But the dogs will be fine too.
Yeah. But I put a bucket on this floor. I brought in a bucket from the goats that was rock solid, and I put it on the floor. The room is set to 72 degrees, and that bucket was still frozen when not like it was a little bit less frozen, but not much.
No.
So you'll really see the difference between the floor and these blowers. They blow up. Heat rises. It's the bottom line. So it's expensive to put down that floor. But I've convinced my mother that it's
keep the dogs
necessary.
happy.
And plus she's happy because I've agreed to pay for it. But at first she fought me. She's like, no, it'll be fine. We'll build a shelf and the dogs can sleep on a shelf. They'll be fine. I said, but Mom, I'll pay for it. Okay, yeah, I definitely need that.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
But with me paying for it, I also said that we're not doing the whole thing. I said I would do the area where she sits and the dogs, like this area that's 33 by 16. We'll have a heated floor, but I'm not doing the kitchen because she doesn't go in the kitchen. Let's just face it. Yeah.
And we can cook because we wear our barn boots inside.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Yeah. So, and it's coming along really nicely. I'm hoping, if all goes well, we should be ready, not next week, but the following week for my mother to take up residency in the laundry building. And that will be a big celebration for lots of people, including my mother.
For Hawthorne Hill.
Yes. People in Hawthorne Hill will be like, I brought her soup today. So, she's actually doing really well. Ann Peterson went to go visit her today. She's really happy there because she's watching us on the cameras and she's seeing how miserable and cold it is. I mean, tell them about our experience. Oh, you weren't out there. We had to go out to Meredith. You were out at Meredith, but just not at the same
Meredith,
time.
yeah.
Oh my God.
It catches the wind, and it's not. You don't even feel you're very high up, but the wind takes the breath out of you, doesn't it?
And you walk sideways because you're getting blown so hard.
Well, do you know, I was just closing the bee barn door, and it channels up there, and I'm standing there going, I think it's moving, and it wasn't a sliding door, it was a door that has to come against the wind, and I'm standing there going, yep, bit of progress, I've just got all that way to go. I was like,
crazy. It's cold.
amazing.
It is. I got up this morning and it was, I don't know what the actual did, but it said feels like -4.
Yeah, well, I actually took a video and I didn't put it up, but I was going to show everybody my classy windsock. You know, there's rolls of poo bags on the door, and it's got the little core in the middle.
Yeah.
So the little core stuck in the door handle. This is inside the car. I opened the door to go out to the bee barn, and the poo bags went up like that and then out like that. It's like. I was like, well, that tells you how strong that wind is. And then they started shredding. It was that bad. And bits of I think they're eco-friendly ones. And it started shredding. I was like, there goes a bit, and there goes a bit. It's very windy.
Very windy. And like my eyes last night were just
Burning.
red and burning. And my face, and you probably see it, my face is like windburned.
Yeah.
Just from being out in Meredith today for 20 minutes. God, it's awful. And I just want you to know it's nice. It's warm and sunny in South Carolina. Actually, it's a little chilly in South Carolina. It's 50 today.
But are they not going to hit this terrible weather that's right in the middle?
I'm not sure about that.
I'm sure they are.
About that. I hope. Yeah.
And it's terrible. All the fires in the California coast.
Yeah, we had a few. There's a few people that are Goldy's warriors that are out there in California. I've been watching on my Facebook feed.
I think they're safe at the moment, which is fortunate.
I just want to apologize for everybody that has pinged me and asked me questions and wanted me to do things, and I've done very little as far as I did get the Henny Penny board up, but I've been flat out doing manual labor out in the cold in the snowmobile suit, cleaning up trash since what's today, the 7th? For the past.
Hold on. Is it the 8th?
Might be the 8th. Since January 1st, I have been in cleanup mode.
I know.
It
feels good though, doesn't it?
It does feel. It feels like, because I've been walking around for 3 years now, wanting to clean things up, and I can't. Like, I see something and I'm not allowed to touch it. Now I'm like, throw it in the dumpster. Yeah. The biggest challenge that we're gonna have is there's a couple. The areas that I have left. It's a G10. I'm starting to pick away at the G10, but there are all of these old paint buckets, and they left all of the diesel fuel that's not labeled. I don't know if it's diesel. I don't know if it's gas. There's just probably 20 canisters of some sort of gas oil thing.
And there's antifreeze, and that's
there's
antifreeze
stuff, and there's paint, all this stuff that just can't go into a landfill. So I got to figure out what to do with that. But yeah, it's coming along really well. But I apologize if I've not been able to keep up with everything that's going on with Goldy's farm. But by the time I am done being out in the cold all day, I take a warm shower, and I pretty much go to bed. Last night I was in bed at 7:30, in bed ready to go to bed. And I'm like, I gotta stay awake for an hour. 8:30s. Normally I go to bed around 11. So
if you go to bed too early, you get up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate.
Yes. I got a text from my mother at like 10:30. She was convinced that I'd left the dogs in the ICU. The dogs are, I can put a picture of them. They are sleeping on big fluffy mattresses that are, I put the flannel sheets on the mattresses, and each one of them has a little pillow, and it's right by the pellet stove. And then I wake up in the middle of the night, and I have each one of them has their own little blanket, and I have to adjust the blankets.
Your mother's going to be really disappointed that they're now used to being covered in blankets.
Yeah. So, But the good news is Penny is is housebroken now, so I don't have to deal with
Yeah, she's really good.
She
She hasn't made a mess in here at all.
No, because she knows to go outside. She the only
Yeah.
But she went on. She does pee on jobs every once in a while. So as far as jobs, we went to Trask. I'm trying to just. I keep telling Judy and I keep telling everybody else is we're trying to keep the number of jobs that we're doing, the bookings that we're doing at nursing homes light in January because I just want to get everything organized so that when all the Goldy's warriors and everybody wants to start coming to Goldy's farm, that it's ready by. I'm like middle of March, April. When the weather starts to get nice, because people always say, I want to go out to the farm. I want it to be ready. So we did Trask, and then we're supposed to do Hunt on Tuesday, but they have COVID. So I was like, whew. So we did Hunt, and I have to get back to Cloud on the numbers from Hunt, but I will do that tonight.
And it was just the dogs that went, wasn't it?
Just the dogs. Yeah. I was going to take the bunnies, but I was just like, so cold. I'm walking around trying to get the cage, and I'm like, you know what? We're just taking dogs today.
Yeah.
I'm just taking dogs.
And the bunnies are quite happy.
Oh, the bunnies are awesome. I can't wait to take the bunnies.
Yeah, they're very sweet.
They're so sweet. So when I go, I feed them every night.
Do you give them cuddles?
I do cuddle them every
Excellent.
night.
They're very friendly.
Yes, they come hopping right up, and I talk to them. So that's good. So everything in the farm is going. I think the animals are much happier. They're thinking it's a ball with all this new space.
This lot are having an absolute rammy at the moment. They're all over the place. And the funny thing is, they're way down. If that's whatever used to be there was
that's Donkey Hill.
Donkey Hill. They're away over the other side of Donkey Hill now. And it's always been open,
right?
But now all of a sudden they've got like wanderlust. They're like, let's see what's over this hill.
Yeah, really. God help you if you leave a door open. They're like, oh, I wonder what's down this hallway.
Yeah, and it's really nice because you can drive the drive, and there's Arthur standing at the top of the hill going, "Hello, world."
I'm the king of And Arthur, I left the door open today while I was doing the bunnies. I got hot water and I left the door open, and for 2 seconds, and he was in the feed stall.
Yeah,
in the feed room.
He's been out having a right wild wander.
Yeah.
He's a monkey.
Yes. Wait till we open up Puppy Hill. They're gonna be like, whoa!
Oh gosh, I know.
King of the hill over there. Yeah.
I know.
So.
And it's funny because, it's not funny, but Lucy's in season and they are just shouting all night at the moment.
Yeah. It's a little X-rated on the camera sometimes.
Sorry,
but
there's nothing we can do about that at all.
Yeah.
But
I call it the bachelor herd because there's a bunch of boys they're all geldings.
And I'll tell you the funny thing is, those are the ones you always find in the arena.
Oh yeah, they are.
It's like the naughty squad.
Yeah.
They're all in there.
And if anybody's gonna get loose, it's the bachelor herd. Yeah.
So hilarious.
It's not like Harley, who spends most of her time in the stall. Harley and Delight.
Harley's not daft. Even Angus stays with Harley most of the time.
Yeah.
When he's not biting bottoms, honestly.
I wonder how it's going to go when we integrate the new herd. So, and the new cow.
And the new cow.
Yes, which is probably in 2 weeks. I got a message from him that they've been delayed because we have to get a bunch of paperwork to get him into the Massachusetts.
Right.
Yes.
That's fine.
So, as of the first of the year, I have to do some paperwork with the state to get my license to transport before we transport anybody. Every year you have to renew your license, which is on my list of things to do.
Oh yes, that's a good one to have actually.
Good one to have.
Useful.
Useful. I like to stay within board, but that's life on the farm.
Yeah.
And at some point we'll be able to give you a quick little tour. When they make a little bit more progress, we can go over to the laundry. Yeah. Check out the laundry.
It's not Guilforce winds in the
we did blown away. Yeah.
There.
I'm afraid to go outside. Yeah.
So do you know what I saw today? There was somebody ice skating with a hockey stick on Hood Pond.
Yeah, I saw people outside.
Did you see them as well?
I want to go. I want to get ice skates. Do you know how to ice skate?
I used to ice skate, but I'm telling you, I'm terrified of going through a pond. Do you think that's firm enough?
Have you seen the frozen goat water?
Do you think so?
It's like I put out a bucket of water and it's just like a cube.
I am just so
you don't want to.
No, it's really cold.
I always wait for the
for everyone else to get on it first.
Right. But when you go down Pond Street, there's that little bridge that you go over. When that's frozen, the whole thing is frozen.
Yeah, because that's the moving band water, isn't it?
Yeah, and that will freeze.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what we have for questions. I know.
So thank you very much, Jan. This is from Jan Gerhold. She is this. And you want me to read these while you're getting the questions?
No, let me read what I got from my, Belinda was here today. I know a lot of you might know Belinda. She's the one that drives like a bat out of hell through the driveway. I've known Belinda for a long time, and we joke because she prays for us.
Did she write your
essay? She always writes these really, really, really long text messages.
We love Belinda.
And I had, Belinda was my, she cleaned my house when I lived in Boxford. Not that I need to have a house cleaner, but once a month she would come in and tackle that project because I've just got a lot on my plate, and cleaning the house is always, my barn's clean, but the house is always, so as soon as I made it enough in the world where I could hire Belinda for once a month, she came, and she is resilient. Okay, so this is what I get. She did 4 hours today. If you need me for a full, she's fantastic, and she prays for us. She's very religious.
Yes, she's very helpful.
We need that too.
Yes.
Blah 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 blah. She writes a lot, and then she says, when I was in with the dogs this morning, Larky jumped at me, and his head hit my head. I have a bridge in my mouth. I hope she doesn't mind me reading this to you. I have a bridge because I laughed. I have a bridge in my mouth, and it got.
Was it dislodged?
It got completely knocked out of my mouth. I found most of it, but there's a tooth missing. I got on my hands and knees, and I looked hard to try to look for it, and through the dogs. I swept the floor looking for it, and I couldn't find it. So if you're missing it, if you see a missing tooth lying around, please let me know.
Oh no!
I have not seen the lip.
I thought she was
But
going to
like,
say it was
what?
lodged in Larky's head. Oh, poor Belinda.
Yeah, poor Belinda. So she's lost her teeth today.
Oh, we'll maybe need to get that fixed for her.
Yeah, no, she said she's going to the dentist.
Okay.
So she said, and later on in her text, because I was like, oh boy, because those can be expensive. I would offer to do that.
Yeah.
But I'd probably offer to help, but those can be really expensive.
Yeah.
And it would probably be a trade-off between my mother's floor and Belinda's tooth. So, anyways, she said that somewhere here, it will be considerable if she's needed to get it done. I've needed to get it done for a long time. So, Larky just pushed that a long way. But that was so
So
funny.
if we find a tooth, it's Belinda's.
Yeah, I'm like, she needs 4 hours. I'm sitting there in traffic doing 4 hours, and she's lost her tooth, and I might find a tooth on the floor.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Well, there we are. Now we know what we're looking for.
Yeah. And I've had a lot. There's the guy that comes to the farm and takes all the metal. He's a very interesting character as well. He's going to take the teepee because they left the teepee, and the teepee's going to go. He wants it. So teepee's got to go because he wants the teepee. Thank God. Yeah. I know my mother's not going to be happy about that, but we've got the teepee phase. I don't know unless you guys really want to object, and that's up for discussion. But the teepee, it looks like faded, and the dogs have peed on the side of it, so it's kind of smelly. I just don't think it's something that we want to keep around. But it's up to. I know my mother paid for it, so. But if anybody really wants to argue to keep the teepee, I'm open to considerations. I don't want to be the one that decides to get rid of the teepee, but I'm just throwing that out there as we have a new home for the teepee. If you guys would all agree to let the teepee go.
Release the teepee.
Release the teepee. I think we've gone beyond the teepee stage.
I will actually say I have had at least 2 communications, not in the last year I might add, about cultural appropriation.
Of having the teepee?
Yeah. And, and you have to be so careful. But, I'm not familiar with that kind of cultural appropriation.
Yeah,
because if you all went round in kilts, I'd be like, ooh, chilly knees, everyone. But hey,
yeah, and I'd be like, what's underneath there?
Exactly. Long johns, something furry.
I would say that then we definitely should get rid of it because cultural appropriation, and then you see Larky going along and peeing on the side of it constantly. It's like he likes to come running down, run over, pee on the side of the teepee, and then run over and harass the rabbits. That's a good morning for Larky. So, yeah, Yeah, I'm ready to let it go. So if anybody wants to keep the teepee,
you better let Larky know.
Yeah, let me know because I'm going to make you sleep in it. Someone says children like teepee. Well, that's the other thing. You know, the rule around here is you need to be the distance from a parent to their child has got to equal the child's age.
Yeah.
So
So
just
every
keep that-
foot per year.
Every foot per year. So if you've
Yeah.
got a 1-year-old, you got to be 1 foot. If you've got a 7-year-old, that's 7 feet.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to spend the night in that teepee,
You're
with
on
your
it.
kids.
Yes.
Can't just put your kids down there.
Ooh.
So-
Oh, look. This is from Jan. So thank you very much, Jan.
Yeah, lovely.
So listen, 26% of Americans have a nickname for their car.
And you are within the 26.
Oh, I am actually.
Yeah. Sure. And what's the name of your car?
The Brick.
We don't have a nickname for the Volvo.
No.
God,
maybe
that-
we should give the Volvo a name.
That is the best car ever.
It's like the Batmobile, isn't
It
it?
is the Batmobile. Let's call it the Batmobile.
It's the
That is
Batmobile.
it's such a godsend. It's like, you know, I've dented my truck. We can't drive the truck right now because the tailgate's hanging off. I had a little accident at Home Depot. I didn't hit anybody, but I dropped. Well, at first I broke it because I dropped a hay bale on the latch, and so the latch wasn't really working. And then I finally got it down, and then I did something with the cement and loading it, and now it's hanging off. So I with the Durango's down, and then we get the red
mom's
car is
keeps
like
getting
we're all
attached
fighting
to
with
trailers.
yeah, it gets attached to trailers and full of stuff. So
and we
we're
need
down.
it, and we need it for the dump trailer.
Yeah, so we're down cars. My car is in South Carolina.
And
So-
the other thing is, I put if I put stuff on the bonnet of that car, I put a towel down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today I'd frozen the towel to.
The bonnet meaning the hood, right?
Oh yeah, the hood.
Yes.
Sorry. So
and she puts when she says a towel, she puts hay bales on the front of it,
I do.
and so she puts a towel
So I put
first.
a massive bath towel on it,
so she doesn't scratch the
so I
paint.
don't scratch the paint. And I must admit, I did lose the bale of hay and the towel because it went that way, and the car was going that way because it got caught in a gust.
Yeah.
And then it got wet because I put one of the jugs on top because I've got nowhere else to put
yeah.
the jugs because we're frozen. And
Yeah,
then,
that's been one of the challenges.
and then I couldn't
everywhere.
get the towel off the hood
Is it
of the
still
car.
there?
No, I just drove around a wee bit and it came and hit me in the windscreen.
As you're going down the highway.
I'm surprised I didn't smash it. I'm like, oh god.
Well, eventually the hood probably would heat up and.
Well, I was hoping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Honestly.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that all of the faucets start to freeze.
Yeah.
And
it's just a.
There is under no
Everybody's having
circumstances
fun right now.
Yeah. Under no circumstances can we leave animals without water.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's the teepee, $2,500 to $3,000. Multiply that by 2, and Carlene bought those. That was not.
Yeah, we've got two.
yeah.
That's only
the-
one TP. We've
No,
got
no,
the other
second one.
TP.
Yeah. So I know, but we've gotten good use out of them. I mean, really, for years, people like Steve used to spend the night in the teepee, and they were very popular. But this teepee is currently it's in the Donkey Cafe, and the only animals that use it is Larky, and the goats go in there during.
Angus used to go in it and cause trouble.
Yeah. So, yes. Can you drip the faucets? You know, I thought about doing that, but what I do down here is I bring some hot water in a little jug from the house, and if you just pour these faucets, I don't know about the faucets at you're at Meredith are different, but these faucets, it's always just the little thing. So if you pour hot water over it, then it starts
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
But the out at Meredith,
frost
it's a long,
freeze.
it's
Well,
a long
but,
pipe.
you know, so all the farm faucets, some of them are working. The one down at the chicken house is working. Bizarre. It's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
no heated anything. But I think the thing is, it just depends on how exposed it is. And we are actually just so lucky because we've got alternatives as to where to get water.
Yeah.
Because there's farms that don't have anything.
But
in
at
there.
the end of the day, the last resort is there's always water in the tap room.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
well, I mean we're not hurting
But the
for
problem
water.
is when you're down to getting water out of the tap room, do you know how many animals get a bucket, carry water around? I mean, we've done it before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot.
And I'll tell you, we really do, I think, need to put a tow bar on the Batmobile because
Yeah,
it needs a little something behind it.
yeah.
And we'll just have to make sure it's one that is a pintle hook so it doesn't bump into it.
Yeah, well, I gotta bring, okay, so yeah, tomorrow, I'm bringing the red car in
Oh, what's wrong with the red car?
to get the sap off of it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. At my expense, by the way. I'm not going to charge that to Goldy's farm.
How do you get the sap off it?
You bring it to a guy in
Is that the one way down in Salem?
no, he's in Peabody.
Is that the one that we went to and it was miles away?
Yeah, yeah. But we have to go down there anyways because Nick wants. We're going to go to the building supply.
Well, has anybody asked me? Because I am going to the doctor for 10:45 tomorrow.
Where's your doctor?
Peabody.
Oh, we're all in Peabody tomorrow. Yeah, so we'll figure this out.
I know.
We all seem to be because Ava takes her car every morning. And then we all fight over cars.
I do.
Well, I thought. Well, we'll talk about this later. But yeah, we got a little. But I'm getting. Well, because I was at Dunkin' Donuts, and this has happened to me so many times. Somebody comes over and like, what happened to your car? Is that bird poop? And I'm like, no, it's sap. And I feel like a crazy person.
And a lady walked past me in Topsfield downtown, and she did an about turn just as I was getting out of the car, and she came back and she said, "Where do you live?" And I was like, Goldy's farm. And she went, "Is that birds?" And I went, "No, it's pine sap." And she went, "Oh, thank goodness." She said, "I couldn't, you must have been flocks of birds." I went, "No, pine trees."
Yeah. We look like crazy people. And,
Yeah.
I know you guys all know that we are crazy people,
Yeah.
but I try to hide it from the rest of the world and driving around in that car with Great Danes hanging out the back,
Slobber
slobber go down the windows, and pine sap.
I don't know why
all
we're actually
over.
worried about the pine sap, to be honest.
It's all over it. I mean, the windshield, it's
I know.
all over it. And it's right if you park in front of the cabin, you'll get that. That will happen to your car. Any place else on the property is fine. Just right there, don't park. And I told my mother that of course she doesn't care. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's actually lethal when it gets in your windscreen, because when you're driving at night time, particularly at the moment, it all refracts and you're like, oh,
Enough trouble driving at night lately. So yeah. So
it's like you're dazzled.
That's a big day.
Dazzled by the pine sap.
I know. So, and I figured tomorrow I can get that off because, not that Carlene drives anymore, we drive her, but we will be parking her in front of the laundry, which what are we going to call that? This, where we're sitting right now, the ice house, we thought we'd call it the headquarters.
Yes.
And then, so what were we going to call the laundry? What were some of the people's, and Carlene being interviewed and having Bentley Young Sizzle next to her. Did people have, they're 2 minutes behind, so we might not get this live to, so we got to figure out, someone said the blue.
The blue house, but it's not going to be blue.
Yeah, it's going to be white. The White House, Carlene White, that could be the White House. What do you think of the White House?
Is that building going to be white?
Yes. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. That's the only white building that's going to be on the property. Keep up.
I thought it was going to be slate.
No. The barn's going to be slate.
What color is this building?
This building is going to,
Can we have it slate?
we can do whatever you like. But that building, I thought we would do it white, just like my house down in Aiken, white with board and batten.
All right, okay.
Yeah, the whole side. I don't know if we're going to be able to afford this right away. The White House is great. Okay, so we got 1 point for the White House.
Excellent.
So now we definitely have to make it white.
Yeah.
It was gonna, like my house in Aiken is white hardy board with these, I think they're called battens. Looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
Literally cleans it up, because the green building, the laundry, all of the Texture 111 has been chewed and on the outside, so there's a lot of cleanup.
And there's actually a lot of rot where it's obviously just got wet.
Yeah, so I would like to put in hardy board with maybe a gutter to prevent that.
Ooh,
I know.
how exotic.
I know. So it's just going to be a slow cleanup. It may not happen right away because I'm running out of money. But we'll see.
That's how life goes, isn't it?
Yeah. So people seem to like the White House.
Okay, another one. The average person uses a coffee mug 2,000 times before throwing it away. That doesn't apply to you.
No.
You leave them lying around all over the joint.
But I use each one 2,000. And my mother and I were fighting over a cup.
No, you used to bring your coffee mugs and leave them in Meredith. And we'd be like, whose is this?
Yeah.
Whose is this?
They're always in the car.
Then we'd put pens in them, and she wouldn't get them back. Oh.
Yeah.
This is so true. 93% of homes have a junk drawer in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Naturally. Yes. Oh, I better do these things down here. Look.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's 48. We're way over.
That's you. You've done nothing but talk to me.
Oh, we started late.
Nothing.
That's all right.
Well, yeah, okay. Hey, look, I know what this is. This is from Fugan, and it's the bar mops. And
Oh,
they can't.
okay.
We're going to have to make sure that if Larky's in here, they're not.
They look.
around.
Yeah. No. That they're big ones though, and I can tell right now. Yeah. I still wouldn't trust Larky on
No,
them,
I'll
but
take them down into the bar.
we'll keep them up.
Yeah.
We keep them up.
Thank you, Fugan. That's
Because
super.
those are important. What we do with those is, I know people sent us a bunch of them, and they just go missing. Well, there was a whole bunch of football ones that we had, and so we bring them on the jobs, and sometimes they go missing, especially when Penny pees on the floor, and we need a quick cleanup.
Yeah, and I think. Aha!
What's this?
You're going to love the name of this. This is from. I think this is from Joe. Hold on. If this is one I'm thinking about. Look.
What is this for? Just to clean up?
Cleaning. It's called anti-icky poo.
Yeah, that's what
Thank you, Joe.
This is fantastic, because that's what I'm worried about in all these places, is the dogs are going to smell the. I mean,
And then they've done really well.
I mean,
because
it's still a little yellow there, even though
yeah,
we
but
scrubbed
that's
it.
stained. That's that top layer stained.
Okay.
So you'll never get that out. But I do think that yeah, we'll keep going with that. Thank you very much, Joe.
Thank you. Okay, so
that's perfect. Right, listen, I can get these questions. You can answer them. Since you messed up my
I've
phone
got my
system.
questions right
No,
here.
because these go all the way back here.
No, I've
because
been reading them as we go along.
I bet you haven't.
I bet I have.
I bet you haven't.
See, I read that one.
One.
Okay, I can get them on my phone too.
Right, okay. Don't look.
I can see it.
How cold is it in North Bay, Ontario? Huh?
I bet
You
it's
did not read that.
okay.
-4.
Oh, -4. Wow.
Which is -28 with wind chill.
Holy shit.
Oh, do the horses and donkeys and goats get cold feet?
No, they do not. And you
No.
got to remember, they have a fur coat, so they're not cold. And what you do with animals is you just feed them more calories.
Hay actually generates heat.
Yeah, so
And
I've been feeding them more hay.
and can I tell you, they all know where the supply of hay is in Tanner's barn.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of them
That's
disappear
also
off
why you
down
notice
there.
I'm not using the hay nets as much, is because I want them to eat more hay.
It's because she doesn't like my hay
And I
nets.
don't like Elizabeth and her hay nets.
That was Elizabeth. You said that with a pause. I don't like Elizabeth. That was
Okay, I
rude.
meant to say Elizabeth hay net. She makes me use hay nets.
I do.
Because you know what happens?
Because I'm so bossy.
Get hay all over you, but
How,
whatever.
how many people did you see yesterday?
That is 31.
Oh, that's not bad. 31.
Nope.
Yes.
And I went with Marty. But I'm going to fill out your form if that was Cloud. I think that was Cloud.
Yes.
I'm going to fill out your form.
Oh, there are special places to dump all of that.
Yes.
Those chemicals.
And I've actually talked to the people at
Oh, in
the
the
dump.
fire department as well.
Oh, we can bring it to the fire department?
May help with gas cans.
Okay, I will ask the fire department's help then.
And that's why we were a bit worried about the antifreeze, because antifreeze is lethal. It
Yeah,
kills
yeah.
everything.
I will ask about the fire department, because I know that the town is supposed to have once a month time.
Yeah.
But we're gonna. Yeah.
I think they charge you though.
Yeah, it's just, everything to get rid of all this stuff is starting to really be costly.
Yeah.
Because every time you go to the dump, you get. But and also you fill up the dump trailer. We have to call the dump.
When is Angus getting gelded?
I didn't. When he starts to be bad. I
He's
don't know.
bad already.
Oh, okay. I'll look. I don't know if he's ready. Usually you geld them between closer to 1.5, and he's not that. But what I was wondering, when I'm not the dog person, I'll have to ask my mother this, is when do we do the tummy thing on
We've got
Penny?
to do Penny soon,
Okay.
I think. But your mum leaves it longer. I always just go with it changes all the time. It used to be they had to have a couple of seasons. Then it was a case of before a season, and it's all about mammary tumors,
Yeah,
and
I'd like to get her
they change their
spayed
mind.
and
Yeah,
that thing done.
yeah.
Oh boy, just so much. Let's just get my mother in that laundry room and then worry about all these things.
Oh, so right.
It starts
Yeah.
I brought my mother soup today, and I walked away with a list I'm like, do I not? She's like, you got to go to the town. You got to ask about the agriculture exemption. You got to do this. You got to get my debt. And then I need a blanket, and I need this.
Well, if there's a tooth inside Larky, that much will actually come out.
Yeah.
Fortunately. God, tell you, what a
That
boy.
was so funny when I got that message.
Not responsible for missing teeth.
Can you imagine if she didn't send me that and I'm like sweeping the floor and like,
You'd have been like,
I'd be
you'd have been like,
oh my
is there a
God.
body attached to this tooth? Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, it is actually, it's such a common thing to do, go down and the dog comes
Yeah,
up and then
yeah.
you just get walloped.
But you also have to teach, like Penny will walk over and try to jump on you. I
Yeah.
hit her with my glove. Tell her not to
Yeah.
do that. Because that's not a good, when they're this side and they try to jump up on you, it's bad.
And you see,
There's another teepee.
let
larger
the
one.
TP
Yeah,
go.
yeah. Oh, they're saying let the teepee go. Okay.
There's another TP, the larger one.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, yeah, we got that one still.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like. It doesn't matter what Carlene paid for and what they took. It really that didn't seem to be any correlation at all. What because Carlene also paid for both the dump trailers and they were allowed to take one. So
Yeah, because
Yeah.
somebody put up and said that you cannot take things that have been donated or assets from a non-profit. And I was trying to explain, because I've been through this several times, and I think you have too. It's not quite as cut and dried when you've put money into it, and that they were shared with the farm. So
Yeah.
it wasn't just that they were in a non-profit, it was that they were, farm implements.
yeah,
And
when
the farm's an
yes,
entity in
yes,
itself.
Yes, and that's the thing is when they
Yeah.
came to this farm, it was a gentleman's farm. We
Yeah.
had a much bigger tractor.
Yeah.
We had dump trailers. We
Yeah.
had fencing. We had a back this barn that when we built the barn, we had a barn and an indoor arena. And I remember my mother spent $100,000 just on the barn, and that was
Yeah.
back when you didn't spend $100,000. And it was a beautiful barn with a southern yellow pine.
Yeah.
And expensive stall fronts and an indoor riding ring.
Yeah.
It was and
A sight to
it
behold.
was really a nice. But then slowly, Service Dog Project came on board and did crazy stuff. That's fine, but the last 3 years have really there's been a lot of deferred maintenance. And so at the end of the day, when we argued for this and we argued for that, and we showed them receipts of where things had been purchased, and it just really it got us nowhere. So at one point they agreed that we could have the trailer that my mother paid for, and
Yeah.
and all that sort of stuff. And so my mother was allowed to keep the trailer, the tractor, and her golf cart, and everything else was to be taken by the Service Dog Project. And that's I just wanted them gone. So I think that there was one of the persons on the board that was a little vindictive because they wanted the mural and the teepees and some things that are very personal to Carlene White and that she's responsible for. But I talked to my mother, and I was like, just let them take whatever they want. Let 'em
And
go.
your mother, in all honesty and fairness, was, I just want it done.
She just wants it over.
She'd
Yeah.
had enough, and I think the emotion was out of it.
Yeah.
And it was just, we need to be moving on. She's put it behind her and she's moving.
Yeah. The first year was really hard because, it was her life's work. And many of you guys remember what the Service Dog Project was like and how it was your happy place here. And it was a whole different organization. And so the first year in 2023 was mourning the Service Dog Project. 2024 was just like, how are we going to get the property back to what
It had been.
what it had been. So then just getting, I know that there's a lot of stuff that got left behind, and it's a lot of work to get rid of it, but it's still, I feel like we're about to.
It's a
become
super
great.
a super position to be in.
Yeah. So it's coming together quickly.
It is. It's super.
And my mother's very happy. It's very good that she's not here to watch it all go, and it's very good that she wasn't
Yeah.
here the last few days of the Service Dog Project
Yeah.
and everything else, because I'm sure she would have been very sad about it. I can't imagine. Like my
Yeah.
life's work has been rescuing donkeys, and they're still all around, whether I want them there. So
The gift that keep
and
giving.
they will outlive me, and they'll be Colby's when I die. Colby will be reading the will.
Colby will
He'll be
that.
like, and you get all these and the 17 donkeys.
And zebus, and you'll be like, oh,
You'll be like,
God.
oh,
yeah.
So,
But that'll be good. That'll be
Alright.
good. Right, put watch. Yes, we're always on that. And then, yeah,
more people saying that it's okay to consider the TP gone. I will
I
let
think
the
the
metal guy
TP
know.
also offers good shade. Right. Wasn't the TP there when there were puppies needing to be outside with some? Yes, but we're not doing puppies.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We're not in the breeding business. Oh, or Subaru's Willie. That's a good name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought she was actually a wee bit calm about it.
Yes, she's very calm about she's calm about everything. So, she's not. She's mad at me because I'm not putting the stove in right now.
Because
Well,
it's going in. It just won't be functioning.
Yeah, she's like, I got in an argument with.
Do you know how
Charlie
many
about-
holes your mum wants to put through that roof?
Yeah, I'm
We
like,
can't
no,
have
we're
that
not.
many.
She wants to make her. She has an old.
What's that thing? Glendale.
Yeah,
Is that
antique-
Glendale
I don't-
stove?
It's an old antique stove.
Everybody knows that stove.
And she wants to bring it. It was in the kitchen. It was operational. We put it in the cabin. It's been in the cabin. It's not usable. She wants to put it into the laundry, but I don't think we get. I'm like, we put that in. We spend all this money to get it operational, and I'm not going to make a fire for you. Nobody's here to make a fire for you. You're going to want us to cut wood, start fires, and it's just I can barely handle the responsibility of the pellet stove.
I don't.
So if
And all we
later
have to do
on-
is open a bag for that.
yeah. Later on, if the farm has enough energy,
Yeah.
then then we'll make it operational. But the first wave, she's not getting a working.
Well, and the other thing is, it's not just the farm having energy. It's if there's enough people on the farm to maintain it.
yeah.
Because it's actually simple, you know, keeping her warm and
Yeah.
making sure.
Yes, the heated
because
floors.
if it goes out in the middle of the night, she will not be happy.
Yeah.
I think the little ship I think Puppy Hill's clear, isn't it? There's nothing like that little tyke ship thingy.
The only thing that they took the ship thing is
Yeah.
gone, but there's a bunch of old dog feeders.
All right.
There's an old dog house out there. There's a bunch of wire
The
fencing.
goats will like the old dog.
Yeah,
house.
there's stuff that needs to be. But I know what they're talking about. They took that.
Yeah. Oh, probably the septic
What?
outlet in the laundry building.
What about it?
We have to put manure on it. Your mum used to do that every year.
Oh, yeah, we're not doing it this year. It's working fine.
We think. Until tomorrow we'll be like,
I don't really.
"How did this
There's got to be a
happen?"
better way than putting manure over there. Okay, that's not. We got to fix it if that's really the problem. But you're right. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
We haven't done that in a couple of years.
No, didn't do it last year either.
Yeah. So, I have not heard any complaints from Mike that it's not working,
No.
and we just have Mike now. So,
Yes.
Carport,
The
yeah.
problem with the carport is we do have little branches that come down, and also it gets a touch windy.
yeah, really, that would get.
But that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
We'll be chasing it
I
down the
just always-
driveway.
I just always park over by the camper.
Yeah.
The first camper.
Yeah.
So, Carlene Chalet, that's cool.
I think the White House is good because
Okay,
that keeps
yeah.
it at the family name.
Yeah. Carlene's
Carriage or
Carriage.
coach house.
or coach house. Oh, that's nice. White House, yeah.
We better not call it the old white. That would be. Oh, dearie dear.
Yeah, she belongs in the White House. God, yeah. I don't want to boost her ego anymore.
What does Carlene
She's
want to
lost
call the laundry building? Hers.
Yes.
That's what she wants to call it. Yeah. Your house in Aiken is beautiful. So you're
Yeah.
allowed to replicate it up here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she will come back and change the names of absolutely everything.
Yeah. So, and then she'll change them again.
Yeah. It's like passwords
So
on the
we gotta
computer.
talk to Nick about getting a different light here because this. I just looked at my reflection there. I don't know. I think
Well,
think
I
I've
have done
aged.
this for 2 days and it didn't bother me in the slightest.
Yeah, but look at how
But look
old
at-
it makes me. Okay. I think I need a little nip and tuck.
Oh, no, there's minus 28 with wind chill.
Where?
I think that's Canada. Is that Canada? I hope that's Canada.
Yeah,
Well, I don't hope that's Canada, but I'm
I
sorry.
don't know how you people. $140 have been bought.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
35%.
Yeah, that's funding us because as soon as I get through this, then I'm going to really start on fundraising with grants and doing all that sort of stuff.
So she's not finished growing, and neither is Angus.
Who?
Growth plates need to be established before they get spayed.
Oh, it's before we tie down the stomach.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the big TP's
Yeah,
staying.
yeah. It's staying. I'm not sure we're going to put
Oh.
it up,
Yeah.
but yeah.
It's actually quite funny because when you come down, you kind of like feel that it's a big open space, don't you?
Yeah, it's really, it feels so different down here.
And even driving up the driveway, you can, I sort of like, I've now caught myself driving in the middle of the driveway because I know you drive slowly, I drive slowly, and you think, I'm just ambling, there's nobody going to come, there's,
Yeah.
but I shouldn't do that.
I drove fast up the driveway today because I could.
Is that because you knew I wasn't here?
Yeah.
Yeah, the dogs are having a great time.
Yeah, the dogs really like it too. Other than Larky, who's chasing the bunnies.
Yes, well, that's so him. Yeah, so it's all really good. Yeah, breathing a little better. Yes, we are.
Yes, so
It's
it's just
nice.
stick to the project plan. Things are happening. Stay on people to get things done. But yeah,
Well, I think the thing is that it's painted wood, and I don't think it's good to burn paint. I think it gives off chemicals, does it
you're
not?
right.
So
What are we trying to do?
the burning the
Oh, the
wood
dog
feeders,
feeders, yeah, I don't think
and
so.
also we have to be. It's not burning season quite at the moment, and the other problem is we have just come through a really nasty drought.
Yeah.
So the leaves are still, everything is crispy
Yeah.
at the moment. So, yeah. Well, so Mike could plough, but that truck that has the plough on it is
It's not
actually
his.
from his work, and
Yeah.
and it will be needed for ploughing because it ploughs Boxford.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Oh.
Dana is usually the one that plows.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any. And Dana has been part of this old service dog, and he's a good friend of mine. We've mountain biked together. He came down to Aiken and helped me with all the
Oh, your barn.
with my barn, put some concrete down for me. So he's been
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
He's helped us bury a few animals here on Goldy's farm. He helped with the fencing, so he's our go-to guy
Right.
for that kind of stuff.
I presume Carlene could still drive the tractor.
I don't
She
think-
hasn't shown any inclination
Yeah,
of
I think
wanting
she's
to.
getting her on and off the tractor. I
Is
think I think
problematic.
that ship has sailed.
Yeah.
She's just going to be happy to be home. That's all I have to say. She's going to be very happy. Are you?
Oh, Old White is a famous place in West Virginia. Okay.
All right. Yeah. There'll be a big sliding window.
Yes.
Yes, but that's going to take 5 weeks to come in. You got to order it because of course, it's a funky size.
Naturally.
Yeah. The siding is going to be
Hardy board.
Yeah. All right. Did we get through everything?
Yeah, we did. Look at that.
Because my feet are cold on this.
I am so sorry.
But it's warm up here. That's this is my new
That's
thing.
because you've taken your hat off. You know, it's obviously
Okay, back out in the cold.
temperate up here.
You know,
Biggles.
I have just stopped caring about what I look like at all. I went into Dunkin' Donuts with this thing on my head today, and there were other people looking as ridiculous as I
I
am.
know. I think you realise that your standards have just slipped because it's a needs must and it's practical.
Yeah.
So there. So I don't care either.
Yeah.
Oh, dearie me. Okie dokie, so we'll see you all tomorrow.
Okay.